Why are we so stupid in love, and why does it feel so insanely good? A narration script by Coach Jacky, the Clarity Advantage trademark. Intro. Okay, so I need to talk to us, all of us, and listen. If you clicked on this, if you pressed play, if somebody sent this to you and you opened it, this is for you. Not because someone decided you needed fixing, but because if you see yourself anywhere in what I'm about to say, then beloved, pull up a chair, get comfortable, maybe get a snack. We're going to be here for a minute because I have been watching brilliant people, educated people, discerning people, people who will absolutely not accept a bad table at a restaurant, people who negotiate their salary and read the fine print and will send a meal back without blinking, stay in situations that are clearly, demonstrably, scientifically not it. And I kept asking myself, why? Why are we like this? Why does the worst one always feel like the most important one? Why does the person who has never once been on time to anything arrive exactly on schedule to ruin your entire nervous system? Why? Fix it, Jesus. Jazz. Make it make sense. So I did what I do. I went and researched it obsessively at 2 a.m, which, now that I know what I know, was probably my cortisol talking, but we'll get to that. Here's what I found out. We are not stupid, we are not weak, we are not broken, we are chemically compromised, and there is a difference. But sis and bro, you need to understand your biology and your brain, because it has been playing tricks on you. It has been straight up gaslighting you from the inside, and today we are naming that. So today we are going to name it, investigate it, tame it, transform it, and integrate it. NITTI, the Clarity Advantage. And by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why your body has been acting like it has absolutely lost its entire mind, and what you can actually do about it. Let's go. Part 1. The loop. First, I need you to understand something called the loop. You may know it intimately. It goes like this: hurt, withdrawal, craving, reunion, relief/euphoria, hope, then back to hurt again on repeat for months, sometimes years, sometimes, and I say this with love and absolutely zero judgment, a decade, a whole decade, with the same person in the same loop, wearing different outfits. And here's what nobody told us. This loop is not a love story. This is your nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do. You are not chasing joy, you are chasing regulation. Say that again slowly, let it land. You are not chasing joy, you are chasing the moment your body finally feels like it can exhale. And somewhere along the way, your brain decided that exhale only happens when that specific person comes back. That is not romance. That is a hostage situation with a good playlist attached. Part 2, dopamine, or the slot machine in your skull. Now let me tell you about your brain. Specifically, let me tell you about dopamine, because I think we have all been operating under the wrong information and nobody corrected us, and I am upset about it. We think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, the feel-good thing, the reward. It's not exactly. Dopamine is the pursuit chemical. It is motivation. It is anticipation. It is the part of your brain that goes, and I quote, maybe this time. And here is where it gets absolutely unhinged. Unpredictable rewards fire dopamine harder than consistent ones. Let me say that differently because I need you to feel it. Your brain does not get more excited by something that is reliably good. Your brain gets more excited by something that is inconsistent. Which means, and I want you to really sit with this, the person who texts back sometimes, who shows up occasionally, who is tender and wonderful every third Tuesday, and then disappears like a government witness on a Monday morning, they are not keeping you hooked because of love. They are keeping you hooked because your brain has turned them into a slot machine. Your brain is not asking, is this good for me? Your brain is asking, when is the next hit coming? You are not in a relationship. You are gambling in a casino your heart built, and the house always wins. Jazz. Make it make sense. Part 3. The stress chemicals, or why your body is absolutely doing the most. Okay, now we need to talk about cortisol and adrenaline because I genuinely feel like someone should have explained this to us in school, and instead they gave us a chapter on photosynthesis, which, fine, photosynthesis is great, plants are thriving, but this would have been more useful. Chronic relational instability activates your stress systems, full stop. This means racing heart, shallow breathing, you can't sleep, you can't eat, or you eat everything in the house at 11 p.m. while reading text from 3 months ago, looking for clues like you are a detective in a crime drama and the crime is your own heart. Your jaw hurts. Your stomach drops every time your phone buzzes and it's not them. Your stomach drops when it is them. Your body is under siege. And then someone has the absolute audacity to look at you and say, "Why are you so emotional?" Why am I so emotional? Because my hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis is misfiring, that is why. I am not dramatic, I am dysregulated. There is a clinical difference, and I wish someone had handed me that information before I wasted a perfectly good mascara. And then there is the amygdala, your brain's built-in threat detector, and it has gone and tagged this relationship as intensely important, not safe, important. And the difference matters enormously, because important means monitor this, don't miss a cue, stay ready, stay alert, keep watching. That is the beginning of hypervigilance. That is why you notice everything. That is why you remember every word of every argument in perfect detail. That is why your body knew something was wrong 3 hours before your conscious brain caught up and said, "Wait, actually, you are not crazy. You are a highly intelligent organism responding to an unstable environment. The problem is the unstable environment has a face you know and a smell you love." Fix it, Jesus. Part 4, why smart people stay, and this is the part where I need you to sit down. The prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain responsible for judgment, planning, perspective, and long-term thinking. The adult in the building, the one who is supposed to be in charge. Under chronic stress, this part gets weaker. The emotional reactivity gets louder. Your nervous system essentially goes into survival mode and says, "I don't have time for logic right now. I need to get through today." This is why you can know in your soul, in your journal, in your therapy session, in your best friend's kitchen at midnight over cold leftovers, that this situation is not good for you, and still feel completely unable to leave. That is not weakness, that is not stupidity, that is cognition under siege. Your prefrontal cortex is exhausted, beloved. It has been fighting your amygdala for months and it is losing. And then, your hippocampus, which handles memory and emotional intensity, has gone and filed every good moment in absolute high definition. The big apology, the time they actually showed up, the trip, the song, the look, the moment you thought, "This is it, this is who they really are." Those memories, 4K, Ultra HD, Dolby Atmos, surround sound, crystal clear, the 37 times they didn't call back, filed under normal, barely a thumbnail, practically deleted. So when things are bad, your own brain is running a highlight reel and conveniently editing out the part where you cried in your car for 45 minutes because you didn't want anyone to see. Jesus. On a real reel, you are not just trying to leave the person, you are trying to grieve the fantasy, the peak moments, the version of them that showed up just enough times to feel like a promise. And that is a whole different kind of loss that deserves to be named. Part 5, the vagus nerve, or the cruelest plot twist in human biology. Okay, I have to tell you the cruelest part now. Brace yourself. because when I read this, I said, oh no, out loud in my house, alone, at 2 in the morning, and then I sat there in silence, just processing. The vagus nerve is part of your parasympathetic system. It is the calm down switch, the exhale button. It helps you rest, feel safe, lower your heart rate, digest your food. Basically, it is your body's way of saying, okay, you are okay, you can relax now. In a volatile relationship, your body keeps swinging between high alert, cortisol, adrenaline, scanning, hypervigilance. And then when that person comes back, when things temporarily settle, your vagus nerve finally gets to fire. Your body goes, oh, thank God, relief. And your nervous system, your sweet, confused, trying its best nervous system, files that feeling under them. Do you understand what I am saying? The person who has been stressing you out, confusing you, destabilizing you, keeping you up at night, has now also become the cue your body associates with finally being able to breathe. They are both the fire and the fire extinguisher, both the storm and the shelter, both the thing that breaks you and the thing your body runs to for repair. Somebody help us. Why are we like this? On a real, this is the biology behind it. Your body outsourced its own regulation to the person who broke it. And that is not a character flaw. That is a nervous system doing what nervous systems do. It found a pattern. It learned, it repeated, and now we unlearn it. But first, can we just take a second to acknowledge that this is a lot? That the body is out here doing all of this without asking for permission or sending an explanatory email or anything. Jesus, fix it, Jesus. Part 6. Okay, let's talk about makeup. You know what word goes there. I am going to address this because I would be doing you a genuine disservice if I didn't. And if this part doesn't apply to you, wonderful. Skip ahead. But if it does, stay with me. Many people report that physical intimacy after conflict feels unusually intense. And if you are nodding right now, don't be embarrassed. There is a reason, several reasons actually, and they are all science. 1. Arousal transfer. After conflict, your body is already activated, heart rate elevated, adrenaline going, every nerve paying attention. That physiological energy doesn't just switch off when the argument ends. It rechannels. Your body is already lit. It just changes what it's lit up about. 2. Relief is intoxicating. The reunion is not just physical. It is, we're okay. I still have you. The threat passed. I was not left. That emotional cocktail is genuinely euphoric. You are not just feeling pleasure. You are feeling survival. 3. The contrast effect. Calm baseline intimacy starts from calm. This starts from chaos. The contrast makes the reconnection feel disproportionately enormous. Like, why doesn't it always feel like this? Enormous. And now you know exactly why, because the chaos was doing half the emotional heavy lifting. 4. Meaning overload. It is carrying forgiveness, proof, apology, survival, reassurance, being chosen again. That is not just intimacy, that is a ceremony, a whole production with feelings that belong to every unresolved thing between you, not just that moment. So, the truth that doesn't fit on a greeting card, stronger does not mean healthier. Sometimes that intensity is not deep connection. Sometimes it is a biological ceasefire. The fighting stopped and you mistook the quiet for peace. Make it make sense. The difference matters. Part 7, NITTI, the exit ramp. Okay, now that I have thoroughly described the prison, let me give you the key. Because that is what we do here. We don't just name the mess. We name it and then we build the door. This is the NITTI framework, the clarity advantage. N, name it. Give it its real name. Not this is just how love feels. No, this is intermittent reinforcement. This is trauma bonding. This is attachment panic. This is nervous system dependency. This is your prefrontal cortex losing a fight to your amygdala. When you name it, the spell weakens. Not disappears immediately, weakens. That is where power starts. Language is a weapon, and today you are picking it up. I investigate it. What exactly are you addicted to? Not the romantic answer, the honest one. Is it the apology, the reunion, the hope, the chase, being chosen again after being invisible, proving you were worth consistency from someone who was never going to give it? You cannot break a loop you haven't identified. So get specific, get honest, write it down if you have to. Tame it. Track the body. What happens in your body before contact, during, after, heart rate, sleep quality, appetite, intrusive thoughts, the urge to check your phone every 4 minutes, the muscle tension, the crash after closeness. Track it, because your body is telling you the truth even when your mind is still negotiating. This is how you separate chemistry from connection, because they are not the same thing. And your body has been confused about this for a while, and it needs your help getting clear. Tell the truth, the whole pattern, not just the highlight reel. Not only, but when it's good, it's incredible. Also, what does this cost you? How much of your life is spent in recovery? Do you feel more yourself or less, safer or more vigilant, clearer or more confused? Tell the truth to yourself first, because truth breaks seduction every single time. 1. Integrate it. Build regulation somewhere new. New cues, new patterns, new evidence for your nervous system that calm is available without the chaos. Sleep, food, movement, breath. People who are consistently kind without making you earn it. Spaces that feel safe. Practices that remind your body, hey, you can exhale here too. You don't need the drama to feel alive. Because calm is not boring. Calm is what healing actually feels like. Your body just forgot, and now we are reminding it. Closing. So here is where we land. On a real, the biology behind all of this is legitimate. A toxic bond can feel genuinely addictive because it fuses dopamine and cortisol and attachment and uncertainty and relief and body memory into one person. That combination is more gripping than ordinary pleasure because it makes that person feel like both the wound and the medicine simultaneously. That is why you stayed and went back and stayed again. Not because you are stupid, not because you are broken, but because you are a human being with a nervous system that was doing exactly what it was designed to do. Find safety, find regulation, find relief. In the only place it had learned to find it. Now you know different. So you are not broken. But sis and bro, you needed to understand your biology because it has been out here gaslighting you from the inside and calling it chemistry. When you know better, you do better. Hopefully. Well, at least now you have language for it. And language is where the work begins. You cannot tame what you have not named. And today, you named it. That is not nothing. That is everything. Let's do better. Class dismissed. XOXO. Coach Jacky.